All right. Hello, movie lovers, and welcome to the show for tonight's podcast episode. We're actually doing a WandaVision spoiler discussion episode. This is for episode 6 of WandaVision. Almost said Wonder Woman for some reason, but
Close enough.
anyways, right for WandaVision. And with me, as always, is my favorite co-host and everything too, Tomeka. Say hello to everybody.
Hello. How's everyone? That's my entrance. Like, hello. Reveal. Close.
And
Got it.
the best thing about this review is we don't have to do what we did last time, where we actually had to go in
Oh,
through
yeah.
every single episode and do a whole entire thing where discussion about all the other episodes before this one. So I'm actually excited about this. So whenever we actually first see this episode, it opens up to a very Nickelodeon 90s kind of flavor. Has that Adventures of Pete and Pete kind of aspect to it. Also has a little bit of Halloween Town movie from Disney as well, because in this episode it's actually taking place on Halloween. Wanda and Vision is actually celebrating Halloween with their kids. The twins are actually dressed up. I actually like the whole entire concept with the twins, where it's the one day where we get to pretend to be anything we want.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I like the twins too. Just, them introducing the episode, like you said, like Pete and Pete, or Clarissa explains it all, or
right,
Salute the Shorts. And I'm just feeling all my Nickelodeon roots right now. And they just come to the camera. Oh, Malcolm in the Middle too.
yeah, it has a very Malcolm in the Middle kind of
Yeah,
flavor though.
introducing, yeah, like it's Halloween. Mom and dad are tense right now, but I got my brother,
Right,
stuff like
and
that.
they're fighting, but not actually fighting.
Yeah,
Something's weird going on with them, but we don't know what it is. And then they pan angles over to Pedro, which is actually my favorite thing. Because and we actually have our uncle Pedro with us, and we're gonna try
Pete.
and scare him. It has like
Yeah,
kind of like a jackass kind of flavor though to it as well.
yeah, yeah,
Where
yeah, yeah. Mhm.
and then he goes, "Mom says that he's a man boy."
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. He is. And Evan Peters in that role is just fantastic.
It is. It really
Yeah,
is. I love him as Pedro. I like this version a lot better
yeah.
than
Well, yeah, yeah. I guess you can say this is the younger Petra, and
yeah,
then the one that we see in the Marvel movies are him is him growing up, like older.
right, older, but also too we also know why he looks different is because the two universes are different, because it was actually owned by Fox for the X-Men, and now they merged over
Yeah.
to with Disney because of the whole entire fact that Disney bought out Fox. But I really love the flavor that it actually brings to you, because I like how it starts off where we actually see them in their original outfits that they have from the comic books. I
Yes.
love seeing that. And then also too, we see Vision kind of going off on the opposite end of the spectrum, where he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go on ahead and do neighborhood watch," and then
Mhm.
that brings up some tension between Wanda and him as well. And they're like, "Well, the twins really wanted to spend time with you. This is their first Halloween." And then also too, another funny thing that actually happens is Pedro comes up to him. He goes, "It's okay. I don't mind. I'll go in and step in, brother-in-law. I got this. Uncle,
Yeah.
Uncle Pedro's got this."
Yeah. Yeah. It was pretty cool, like you said, seeing them in there. Wait, when did they were introduced in the 40s or 50s?
I want to
One
say 50s, if I'm not mistaken.
50s. Yeah, because seeing them in their like costumes, I want to see that cosplay if I can. I would like to see somebody in like modern day Wanda, and then she brings her friend in and she's like, golden age Wanda. Like I want to see those two cosplays side by side because I think that'd be really awesome.
I
But
think
like
so
you said,
too.
like even in the episode, Vision, you could tell he kind of senses something. Like he doesn't want to be near her as much because he doesn't trust her.
Right,
And he's
right.
like, I'm going to the neighborhood watch. And then she's like, oh, she wants to get closer to him. And he's like, no, no, no. Neighborhood watch, got to go fight crime. with his Converse shoes on, which I love.
That was
Tights,
my favorite thing.
chucks, and tights.
And you know what else I thought that was actually funny though too? Like, okay, so we actually see that he goes off, does his thing, and then here's Pedro doing trick or treating with them in the town. And you know what though? I remember in like the last episode, we were wondering, okay, where's all the other kids? Where
Oh,
are the kids?
mm-hmm.
And you know, some people were speculating maybe she gathered up some dead bodies or something
Oh,
and made and got all the body parts together to make the twins.
oh man, dang.
Yeah, that
Really?
went kind of dark with that speculation.
Yeah. And what did she like? And how did she give birth to the twins then? If she gathered
Right.
up dead parts.
Don't forget it's her vision though. I mean, anything could actually happen. She can redesign anything that she wants in this universe that she created around her.
Yeah.
But also too, another thing though I want to mention as well I'm just going to do a small recap. It's not going to be like anything specific,
Yeah.
but one thing that stood out for me was when Vision says, "You can't control me like everybody else," and then Wanda goes, "Can't I?" And that is the
Mm,
mark of someone that is going on the dark path. Someone that wants to
mhm.
control everything around them and don't want to lose control of anything. And she feels like too, if she loses control of anything, that's when things are going to go awry. And that's what she
Yeah.
feels like that she's doing with Vision right now. Because Vision is actually being distant with her. And Vision even knows that there's something off with her.
Yeah. Yeah. And how about that freaky scene where he's like walking through the neighborhood and then he sees this woman putting up a ghost and she's like kind of I can't describe it, but
Like,
it's like your CD kind of flicks and you need to
right.
put
It's
some
like a
alcohol
glitch in the
in
system.
it. Yeah, she malfunctioned. And we see that throughout these past episodes. Like sometimes people kind of malfunction. It's like a kind
Right.
of a break in her reality.
Yeah, people were frozen as well. That's something that we were actually capturing on right now too, Eddie. That's actually a good point that you brought up.
Yeah.
But
Hey,
yeah, but yeah, most definitely though. I mean, people were frozen. We can definitely tell that there's something wrong with this universe. Vision only sees a small spectrum of that universe where everything's actually working and coinciding together. So he hasn't really seen it really malfunction other than the time whenever he actually has to put his hand on somebody to actually snap back into reality of who they once were, and they're actually hurting because of Wanda. And then
mm,
we also see it now with this. So he hasn't really gotten to see the full neighborhood. Let's see. Eddie says, I always thought that happened in real shows as well. What happens with off-camera people?
mm,
That's not a bad idea. A good
mhm.
concept on that one. I didn't think about that.
Do you remember when she went to the I've got a black neighbor, the guy, and he was dressed up as Frankenstein. And he was telling her, "Oh, is it something you want me to change?" Kind of like, like producer notes or something. Like, "Oh, is this something you want me to change?" And then we saw it too with Agnes, where she was
Right,
like, "Do you want me to take it from the top?" Little
right,
stuff like that. Yeah.
right, exactly. And then we even notice with the neighborhood watch scene remember when we see Pedro and he's over there with the kids doing the trick or treating, and not only that, but the silly string, smashing the pumpkins, then of course stealing other people's candy, and then finally when you get over to the thing with the Frankenstein part,
Yeah.
and he's like the one of the neighborhood watch guys is like, "Hey, I got a call," and he's being called in, and then he's like, "Wanda, is there anything that you want me to change?"
Yeah. 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 And
So
then it was kind
even that,
yeah, it was kind of weird too when he was like,
let's see.
oh,
Yeah, Eddie
interesting.
said that we were seeing mutants being created. That's true. I didn't think about that. Like a
Yeah.
play. This was a
Yeah,
classic comedy, very funny. Definitely feels like a very classic comedy, very funny as well. Nickelodeon kind of flavor to it and
yeah.
stuff like that, like you mentioned.
And I thought it was
So yeah,
interesting too when he was, you know, when you said he was talking to somebody in the earpiece, and then he was like, "What? They're smashing pumpkins," and then they just go and smash it. Like he, whatever he says, it comes after, and I thought that was pretty
well,
interesting.
don't forget though, time actually moves slower in Pedro's life whenever he's actually doing his speedster stuff.
Yeah,
So time's actually moving slow for him. So as he's doing all this stuff, we actually see it being played out in a time where he's actually slowed down time rather than in real time for us, where it's kind of like a quick pace type of thing. So we're seeing it from two different aspects of it. How many of you picked up the Malcolm in the Middle intro of the format? Hold on 1 second. Peter, I think is his name. Okay.
yeah. You
Okay.
said paper.
Oh, okay. I thought it was Pedro for some reason. Pete. Okay. Anyways, forget it. I just made up a new OC character. Forget about what I said. This is why I don't speak French. So yeah.
Do not, do not.
So yeah. So anyways, back to what I was saying. So how many? Yeah, we actually talked about that a little bit, Eddie. About how we picked up the Malcolm in the Middle intro and show format. We actually picked up on that, and to me that actually worked out pretty well. It also has kind of like a real world kind of flavor though to it too as well for MTV for reality TV a little bit as well. If you actually think
it
about it.
it reminded me of that. Gosh, it come back to me. It was this show
Okay.
that came on in the 90s with that intro where Wanda, they opened the door and Wanda was like, "Oh, I'm brushing my teeth. What's going on?"
Right.
But I
I can't
forgot
think
that.
of it.
Yeah, I have to look it up and then I'll say it later.
Okay. Um, Hold on. Eddie actually has something to say. Mockumentary. Okay, mockumentary. Okay, so let's see here. Then we actually have everything being played out in real time with him smashing the pumpkins, and then the silly string, and then we actually have it to where the neighborhood watch guy is actually saying, "Hey, is there anything that you want me to change, Wanda?" And I thought that was actually
Mhm. Yeah.
pretty cool. Where now we realize too that she can also control him, not just her friend. So we actually see that happening, and then we also what's that?
Grounded for Life. Have you seen that
Ah,
series? But it came
no,
out
I
in
haven't.
2001. That for some reason that intro reminded me of that.
Okay, I haven't seen that.
Continue.
Okay, so another thing though that I want to actually mention is, hold on, what do you think? Who do you think the engineer will be? I don't know, to be honest with you, who the engineer is. I wouldn't be surprised that maybe it's actually Mephisto that's actually doing it, and that he's
Oh,
actually her brother, Wanda's
mm,
brother, that's
mm,
actually pretending to be Quicksilver. That's actually some
mm.
speculations that people are actually having. So it wouldn't be a surprise to me that maybe that's who's actually being the engineer behind everything. And maybe this is his way of trying to help his sister to cope with everything in his own way.
Hmm. Well, I know in
That's what
one
I'm thinking.
scene she was saying, when the fake Peter, or however we pronounce his name, he he was saying, yo sis, what's up? How did you make all these people do this? Do you remember
Right.
that part? And she was like, I don't know. I
Yeah.
just kind of went to a dark place and things just started to happen around me. So
Right.
we see a little bit that she wasn't willfully doing
Oh,
this. I feel like maybe it's her subconscious or something in her that's just creating this. Maybe.
right. Don't forget though, in House of M, she gets into that depressed state. and everything too, where she's creating a world around it where she says, okay, no more mutants. That's actually where it starts the 198 X-Men, where there's only 198 mutants in the world.
Wow, dang. So we
Yeah,
need
so
to get Wanda some antidepressants then, because her
so that's
depression is severe.
but yeah, I do feel like that this is actually, to be honest with you, I rewatched it again and I actually
Mhm,
enjoyed it a lot more the second time. But let me just say this though. I like it when they're sitting down, and he's having a one-on-one with Wanda, Quicksilver is.
mhm.
And he's like, sis, tell me what's going on here. How did you do all this? How do you create all this? And she's trying to cover it up. And he goes, oh, um, it just happened one day. I was just depressed. I was everything around me, dealing with the loss of everyone. And then before I knew it, this was created. And at first he's like, come on, sis, just tell me. I'm your brother. You can talk to me. I'm not your husband. I'm your brother. You can talk to me about anything. And then also too, it kind of goes into the whole entire thing where she actually sees his dead corpse and
Oh,
everything too.
mhm,
I liked how that they played off of that as
mhm.
well. I thought that was really interesting. And then also too, then we go into where the government is actually behind the whole entire force field as well, where they're actually trying to figure out what's going on with this commander and everything, and this commander in chief on why he's covering certain things up. And it
Mhm.
got to the point where he winds up kicking out Darcy, he kicks out the FBI agent and everything, and also kicks out Rambo in there too. So it's like, okay, what do we do now that we're kicked out? So they all go on ahead. They have a plan to uh, probably try and break into the force field, but like Darcy said to Rambo, you've already been in this force field already. So there's that. And her blood type has also changed.
Oh yeah, I noticed that. That's interesting. Yeah, I wonder what would have happened if she went in again.
That's something I don't know. I wonder if she would just disappear
Yeah,
or
that's
one. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking maybe that she might just be just air particles floating around or whatever. I think
mhm,
she'd be just dust, to be
mhm.
honest with you, at that point. Because I
Yeah.
think you can only be on that surface for so long until you're actually no more.
Mm. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, that's why it's hard for other people to get out. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And don't forget, this is also too why we actually see her best friend circling the neighborhood and everything and coming back and everything just like a sitcom would,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. 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 When he touched her mind, and then when he touched her mind, she was saying the same thing. She was like, "Help, help us. She's trying to kill us. Please help us." So we see that thing going on in this series as well, that whenever Vision touches people or brings them out of whatever state that Wanda puts them in to go along with this sitcom life, that they're actually crying out for help.
Right.
And
And
Vision
also,
is taking note of everything too.
right, he's taking it all in. He's kind of confused, wanting answers, and I don't blame the guy. Especially if, he's, especially when he's been lied to
Mm-hmm.
and everything. I don't blame him one bit for sneaking off and everything
Yeah,
and leaving Wanda with Quicksilver or anything, or
yeah,
Pito
yeah,
or
yeah,
anything.
yeah. It's a
And
scary thing too, because he doesn't know. And I held my breath, and I was on the edge of my seat when Agnes was like, "Well, don't you know?" And he's like, "No, what?" It's like, "You're dead." And he's like, "What?" It's like, "Yeah, you're dead."
right,
And he was just like, "I'm dead. I don't understand." It's oh yeah, that scene
but don't
got me.
forget though. But don't forget though too. This also explains why he doesn't remember anything up to a certain point because he's actually dead. He doesn't remember certain things, and Wanda's actually blocking it from him and trying to protect herself rather than him, on why she doesn't want him to remember.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, before that, what did you think about that scene where, he was before he met Agnes, he was going through that town like Eddie was saying, the people were frozen, and he came out of his costume, and then he became Vision, and then he
Right,
floated up above the town, and he was looking around, and I think he saw the headquarters, so he
right.
kind of saw something strange outside of town. I
You
thought that,
see, I actually love that.
yeah.
Mm. Because also too, he was like, okay, how far does this town actually reach? Is
Mhm.
basically what he was thinking. So let me fly up here and see how this town actually is, and see how big this town actually is. And then he sees the FBI quarters and everything else outside of that realm, and so that's whenever he becomes even more interested in what's going on.
Yeah, yeah.
And then at that point, I think that's when we got that commercial break that we got.
Yeah, that strange commercial break where it looked like Gogurt, but the kid couldn't
Yeah,
open it and then he died. I was like, well, that's
yeah.
morbid.
A shark gave him this container of pudding or whatever, and basically what happens is he can't get it open, and all of a sudden he dies on the island, and he goes, "This pudding's so good that survivors eat it."
Yeah.
And then,
I was like, wow,
but
that was strange.
yeah, that was deep. That was dark. That
Yeah,
commercial was not a happy commercial at all.
no, it wasn't. Was it related to anything in Marvel or the comics? Because in the commercials we seen like Stark toasters, and then we're
Right.
seeing all little gadgets and do that.
Hydra. Yeah.
Yeah, Hydra.
To be honest with you, I don't know. I don't know if there's any reference to that, unless
Mm.
Eddie actually knows. Right now, if that's reference to anything. Is that reference to anything in particular? I'm not sure if Wiccan is actually what's represented behind that or not, but tell me
Mm.
what your thoughts is, Eddie, because I would like to actually know what your thoughts is. Okay, so Eddie was saying yes, the shark was Mephisto. So
Oh.
so that's another thing, though, too. I'm thinking that maybe Mephisto's actually controlling this whole entire scenario, though, too, with Wanda. Maybe he's actually getting certain people dug up and letting her have some type of sick wake, some closure, maybe.
So Mephisto he's not a villain, right? He's just
He's her brother, which is actually this half brother of Quicksilver and also Scarlet Witch. And he's, yeah.
I gotta see this family tree. It's gonna be awesome.
Eddie is thinking that Mephisto is Dottie. I don't know. We only saw Dottie in one episode, I believe. Am I right?
Or he could. Well, I guess he couldn't be Agnes because she doesn't know what's going on. Sort of.
No, because I was thinking. I don't know if they would actually introduce Wonder Man though, because I would actually think that they would actually introduce Wonder Man into the very first Ant-Man movie, since for the fact that Wonder Man came out around the same time as Ant-Man. So I'm not sure if they would actually do that. So that's something I was actually thinking,
Mm.
that maybe Wonder Man is not part of this kind of universe. But I am thinking along the lines that Mephisto's actually doing something with this universe. I'm
Mm.
thinking maybe he's getting some bodies up in some way or fashion. Maybe this is actually her brother, but in a dead corpse kind of way, where
Mm.
he's actually trying to give his sister closure in some
Now,
scenario.
I heard on other podcast shows. I want to say maybe it was the new Rock Stars or Variant Comics, which are good part YouTube shows. But I want to say that maybe they said Doctor Strange was the only one who could
Mm-hmm.
come in and bring her out because that
Yep.
was in the comics.
Yep. Because basically what Doctor Strange does is, like I said before on the first episode that we've done, is basically he goes into her mind and he has to tear her world apart. And not only that, but he brings in a lot of other characters that died during that time with the Infinity Gauntlet and stuff like that too. Where the point is where he actually said, "Well, Tony Stark died because of you. this person died because of you. Spider-Man died because of you. Peter Parker died because of you. All this is your fault, Wanda. All of this is your fault. And he has to go in, destroy everything that she made with Vision, destroy everything that she created with this world that she built. And that's exactly what's going to probably wind up happening in this scenario as well. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised in the season finale if we don't see Doctor Strange pop in.
Yeah.
Just like how I'm not going to be surprised how this is actually going to lead into the multiverse of madness and everything as well. You know, I wouldn't be surprised about that at that point, because then it introduces into Nightmare and everything, because Nightmare is going to be the new bad for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. So that's what I'm thinking.
Awesome.
So
yeah.
Let's see. Star-Lord, it's his fault. It'll lead into Spider-Man 3. You see, here's the thing. I think there's actually some. Here's why I'm thinking it's going to lead into the Multiverse of Madness, though, Eddie, is because of the fact that, yes, we are getting a Spider-Man 3, and I know that it's in production right now, but who's to say that it doesn't have any consequences behind that, though? Behind this WandaVision story, because we're only seeing a small portion of how this is actually being told. We don't know where it's affecting everybody else. So a portal could actually open up somewhere else and everything while this is actually going down. So it could actually have some effect onto the Doctor Strange cameo into the Doctor Strange world. That's what I'm guessing. This is what I'm speculating. Nothing's actually true. But yeah, Spider-Man comes out before Strange 2. I do agree with you on that. I strongly agree with you on that. It does come out before Strange 2, but I'm just saying that we only see a small nugget right now to where maybe it might be a bigger thing than what we actually think. And that's what I'm speculating it on, is that. But, you know, I know that Nightmare's going to be the new bad guy. I know that he's going to be the new bad in that as well, into the new Doctor Strange movie, which I can't wait, because Nightmare is actually my favorite character from Doctor Strange. But anyways, focusing back over into
the episode. Well, what was interesting too is we start to see the twins' powers evolve, like or come to, you know, because at first they're just kids, but I guess if you know the comics, you know what powers they have. But I guess I didn't know, because I have to read the comics more, that one of them had the characteristics or the same power as his uncle, like speed.
Right.
And
the other one has like Vision's power.
Vision. Oh, yeah.
And everything too.
From their mom.
Right. I think each ability affects the twins differently. So I like that concept where one twin actually has the speedster side of things, and then the other one has the telekinesis part of it and everything too. So I definitely like those two aspects of it. And then, of course, I'll tell you what was on the edge of my seat, though, was seeing Vision coming out of that shield that Wanda has.
Yes.
That dome.
Yeah, and it was tearing apart.
And I'm wondering, though, too, even if they helped him, I'm wondering if he would actually be alive coming out, or if he would just be a dead corpse coming out.
Oh, that is interesting. Yeah.
Because here's the thing: in Wanda's world, he's alive. In our world, he's dead. So it would make more sense if he came out as being dead.
Yeah. Maybe that was when the reason he was coming out, and he was just tearing his body was just coming apart.
Right. Maybe, and I'm thinking that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, maybe that if he came out, like you said, and your theory is probably right, that he'll just be dead. And I noticed when Wanda got, you know, her son said, "Oh, Dad's in trouble, you know, military guns, he's trying to get out somewhere." And she used that field or whatever it was to kind of bring him back into the world, her world.
Yeah. Now, let's touch on that for a minute,
Okay.
though, too, where she made the dome a whole lot bigger.
Yeah, she did.
So that goes to show you that she can actually expand that dome even further if she wants to where if you
Yeah.
feel like you're a threat to her, she'll drag that dome all the way and make it into the universe that she wants to create. She changes up the FBI agents. She changes up everything and stuff like that. Even the FBI vans turn into hot dog vehicles as well. The parking lot turns in, even the sales parking lot turns into something else as well.
Yeah.
So that goes to show you how dangerous Wanda actually is.
Yeah. And the Westview sign turned into like a nostalgic sign. So everything modern she's taken over. And poor Darcy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What do I think?
poor Darcy. I mean,
I do
I'm
feel
assuming
bad for
that
Darcy.
she is either a clown or a mime. Because all the other FBI agents were clowns or mimes.
Right. And I wouldn't be surprised too that she wouldn't be. I'm thinking that she might actually be unhandcuffed to the vehicle.
Mm, okay.
So I'm thinking that she could be a mime or a clown, one
Yeah.
of the two.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I do feel bad for her because she was trying to help Vision. And I'm hoping that Vision does wind up seeing Darcy to where he does the little mind thing that he does to where he can actually help her because she's the only one that was actually trying to help him
Yeah.
during that time of him
Wow.
trying to come out.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like you said, we really haven't, I guess in Endgame we have seen the full force of Wanda's powers. But here we really see it that she is really a threat. She's really dangerous. But I still feel bad for her, but I also am like somebody has to take her out.
Right. I do too. And you
Yeah.
know what though? I'm gonna go on Eddie's theory real quick about the cupcake waitress. I
Okay.
wouldn't be surprised if we don't see like a Roseanne type of sitcom
Oh
out
no.
of
That's
this,
gonna be next.
where she's working in a cafe or something. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see a Roseanne Barr type of TV show
Well,
and
they
everything in there.
kind of hop from different decades, right? So is she
Right.
gonna be in the 90s or is she gonna just go to the 2000s?
I think she's gonna go into the 90s because we're actually in kind of like the 90s already.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if we actually go into that realm a little bit. But it would also be funny, though, too, if she winds up putting Darcy into Two Broke Girls.
I could see that. That would be
That
so
would be
funny.
hilarious,
And then Darcy's like, "Where am I?" You know where
right?
you
And
are.
then she sees her blonde-headed friend and everything and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
That would be
yeah.
hilarious if they actually do pull something off like that,
No,
like a Two Broke Girls situation.
I'm wondering what happened to Rambo, and I can't believe I keep forgetting the agent. His name ain't Chain, is it? Chin?
No, Shane
No,
goes.
forgot his name.
Jimmy Woo.
Woo. Yeah, yeah, because
Yeah,
he
Jimmy
got
Woo.
like a Wu Tang. He got like a whole fan base.
Oh my
Wu
God, I'm dead. But to be honest with
Tang.
you, I'm thinking that they actually make it. But my question is this: who's the friend that they're trying to meet?
Okay.
Now, you could go with the speculation that maybe he's meeting up with Carol Danvers.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You can go off of that speculation because she is a scientist.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah.
You can go
Yeah.
with that,
So
or
could Carol be the one to stop her?
no.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'm happy that we can actually get to that one, Eddie. I'm sorry that
Yeah,
about
calm
that.
down. We're gonna answer your questions.
Yeah, we got you, man. We got
we
you.
got you just relax.
No, she's not the engineer. No, I'm not saying that she's the engineer, but I'm saying the person that Jimmy Woo and them are trying to go to, and Rambo's trying to get to.
Yeah, who is it?
It could also be Doctor Strange, though, that they're trying to
Mm,
get to.
interesting.
That's
Interesting.
another concept.
Yeah.
Because I don't.
Yeah.
It couldn't be Thor, because Thor wouldn't be. But what about
Yeah.
the other guy that was in Thor: The Dark World? The other scientist that was actually part of the Carol Danvers crew and Darcy crew at that
Oh,
time.
yeah. What's his name? I forgot his name, but
He
yeah.
was a physicist, but I
Yeah.
think it could be him, or it could wind up being Doctor Strange as
Mm-hmm.
well.
Hmm.
My question for you though, Eddie, is why do you speculate that it's going to be a man though? Is there? I'm trying to remember the dialogue and the way that it flowed. So if you can actually help me out and tell me if why you think that it might be a man rather than what I'm thinking, that would be very helpful because I would like to actually know about that. Let's see here. Did you ever think about Fitz from Agents of Shield?
I
Mm,
totally erased them out my
okay.
existence. Yeah.
Thank you, Eddie, for clarifying that. Okay, so she did say he. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
So there goes.
Okay.
Okay, that wipes out my speculation of that thing, of that whole entire thing that I was thinking.
And he's
So
Fitz.
yeah, it
Fitz.
could be Fitz from Agents of Shield and everything too. But I'm also thinking scientifically though, because they want
Yeah.
someone outside the realm.
Mhm.
Because at that point, I don't think that they can trust any agents, even if they were part of the Shield program at that point. Because Rambo's also got, uh, basically what winds up happening with Rambo is the agents of themselves also turn their backs on her. So it's
Which
like,
and it is sorry, John. It's
no,
strange because Tech does isn't she over? Like, hasn't that whole sword been inherited to her?
basically, yeah.
So
Sword has
couldn't
been
she fire him? That's why I was confused. I was like, wait, why are you throwing her out? Can't she just reverse and say, no, I'm taking over?
because that's actually his project, and it's also been
Oh,
X amount of time since she's been out of that whole entire scenario, though, too. So I'm not sure, but I'm thinking also too that you know, with him being part of that project, he has to try and get rid of her somehow. Sword was created in 2016. Okay, let's see. Sword was
so
created in 2016.
16.
Okay,
Okay.
so it's just some stuff that we're speculating on. We don't. Here's the thing. I know the comics. I know how it's actually connected and stuff like that on certain things. Some things I'm not fresh on. So I do appreciate your thoughts and efforts and everything too, Eddie, for helping me out as well. So I do appreciate that. But yeah, I think that she would actually be the one to actually throw the agent out if she wanted to, by considering the
Mm-hmm.
fact that it's his project and she's been away. Because Monica, okay, this is what Eddie said. Because Monica was there for 2 years before the snap.
Hmm.
Okay, so there's something to actually think about too.
Yeah, but I was still trying to take over.
Right, exactly.
Do you know who I am? I am Monica Rambo. You are
but
fired.
I really liked how it wrapped up. I really have to say I liked how this episode wrapped up with everything within this episode. I thought it wrapped out really good for what it was, leaving us guessing what happened to Jimmy Woo as well.
Oh,
But I'm thinking that Jimmy actually made it to his destination.
Jimmy always makes it, no matter what. I think.
But I just have that feeling that Jimmy made it, along with Rambo. I just have that
I,
feeling.
I thought the ending it frustrated me because I wanted more, and I was getting so wrapped up in the episode, and then it was like cut, and I was like, no, that can't be it. It got to be more.
Right? It didn't
And
even
it
feel like
was,
30 minutes.
yeah.
And the crazy thing is, last week's episode was like 40 minutes, which is like the longest episode that we actually had.
Mm-hmm.
So for them to do a 31 episodes, I have to agree with Eddie on this. They fit a lot into 31 minutes. Yes, they
Yeah,
did. They packed in a lot. They gave us a lot. Every character got their screen time. The dynamic between Wanda and Vision also, and also her brother coming
yeah.
in. I liked that. I liked everything about this episode, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I really thought it was well put together within the 31 minutes that we had. We got everything that we wanted in the show. And it was insightful, it was thoughtful with everything that they've done. But yeah, I'm wondering too if how old these kids are gonna be by the time
So
by the time the next episode happens.
dang, they're gonna be in college. I'm telling you.
Yeah. I wonder now if they're gonna do like a Saved by the Bell with them or a
Oh
Boy Meets World
no.
situation.
No.
I don't know.
Well,
I'm just thinking.
I found it interesting when Agnes, when she was kind of in that state where she's kind of out of it, and then
Yeah.
Vision touched her mind or whatever to make her come to. I found that interesting because I never seen her like that before. I always seen her kind of alert, like she was in on it.
Right.
And that was my first speculation, like maybe she's the one behind all of this. Because I
I thought
know
so
that
too.
I know of her that she is in the comics, right? Isn't there
Right.
Agnes, the House of M comic?
I believe so. I believe there's an
Yeah.
Agnes.
And she's a witch.
Yeah,
And
she's dressed up as a witch in the show too.
this one is, yeah. But I just
But you
found it
know,
strange that she was kind of out of it. But then in the other episode, she was present to where she was like, "Do you want me to take that again from the top?" And then when the
right.
neighbor wanted to tell Vision about Rambo, she was like, "Don't tell her nothing."
Okay, it's Agatha Harkness. Okay. Is the okay.
Agnes, Pedro, I don't know. Just
But
making
hey,
up names
we're having
like
fun.
Agatha. Sorry,
Agatha. But
wasn't
yeah,
there
I
an
thought
episode
Agatha.
two in Bewitched? This is
Yep.
totally off topic.
But I thought that too. Whenever, like I said before, with her circling the neighborhood,
Mm-hmm.
it kind of makes you wonder what all these other characters do during a sitcom, while the other characters are having dialogue with each other. So it's like, okay, what do I do? Okay, I'm just gonna drive around this neighborhood until it's my scene,
Mm-hmm.
until Wanda needs me, and then that's whenever that winds up happening, and that's what I thought from
Yeah, and
that.
the other people on the in the other neighborhood who were frozen, it was like they
Right,
weren't. She had to make them come to or animate them so they
right,
can. But it wasn't their time in the scene, so all that seemed like just a set. Like offset somewhere in building A,
right,
and they shoot in building B, and they're like just over there by the food and the craft table, waiting for their
right.
lunch.
Right, and it goes to show you why she didn't want Vision to travel throughout the whole entire town.
Yeah, and then she told the kids don't go to Ellis Street. Don't go past Ellis
Ellis
Street,
Street.
I believe. Yeah.
And Visions went past Ellis Street, and lo and behold, that's when he finds out that there's a bunch of glitches in her system. There's also too that whole entire thing with the dome, the
Mhm.
agents, and everything else. But I'm wondering what the game plan is with the
Yeah.
agents with Vision. I'm thinking, okay, maybe if Vision gets past that force field, maybe he dies, and that's the end of the whole entire thing with Wanda. Maybe
Yeah.
that's why too that they weren't helping as
Oh
well.
yeah.
That idea actually came to my mind.
Could be. Could be. That's a good speculation.
Ellis is the president of the MCU. Okay,
Ellis, president of the. Oh, so they just named it after the
president of the MCU.
president of the E. Oh, okay. That's clever.
Hey Tara, how you doing?
Oh, Tara.
But yeah, I thought everything that worked in this episode worked. Is there anything else that you really feel like that we need to capture on?
I'm
Oh,
just. Oh,
president of the
yeah.
USA. Okay,
Oh, in the MCU, he's
he's the president
president.
of the United States.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I gotcha.
No, I just with each episode, like you said, it's like a layer that's unfolding. So we're getting toward the end of this strange mystery, and this bizarre ride that Wanda has brought all of us on. And now I'm just curious to see how they're going to stop her.
Me
And
too. That's
will
another
she
thing.
come to, and will she accept that Vision is gone?
Right. That's another thing too that I'm wondering about. And it seems like every episode now they're uncovering more stuff that we had questions about, which is something that I really liked.
Yeah, yeah. That's the genius of the writers. They know when to like tease
Go back
us.
to Kurt. Right.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I like it.
They won't. Right. They won't. Here's the thing. They won't stop her. I agree with that. She's way too powerful. They even admitted to that. Even Darcy said, "Hey, look, what are you gonna do?" Or Rambo said it. What are you gonna do? These people are overpowered. She's way overpowered and
Yeah.
everything. And normal weapons is not gonna help. So what are you gonna do? You have to
The
get
only,
someone that's just as powerful.
yeah, the only thing I can think of is the if they play it out the way it is in the comics with Doctor Strange. That's
Right.
about the
Exactly.
only thing I can think of. Just you'll just have to. You couldn't stop her. You'll just have to somehow make her come to and accept the fact that that Vision is dead, that this
Right.
is reality. You'll have to kind of bring her to so that she
That
could heal.
reality.
Yeah, that's about the only thing you can do because I think she's the most powerful being in
Right.
the
Well,
MCU.
another thing though too is she, like I said before in the last episode. Remember, she was very hypocritical whenever it
Mm,
came down to the dog dying. And the kids wanted her to bring back the dog. He said, "Mom, you can bring back anybody." And then she's trying to do this whole entire thing like they do in all the sitcoms and everything, to where the kids are being taught something about death, and she goes, "No, some things are just better left dead." And I'm
yeah,
like, you are being so hypocritical right now because you're doing the exact opposite of what you're teaching your kids.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And we can say that because she's not listening. So
Right.
yeah, totally. Because
So
if she was listening, we'll totally be gone.
exactly. Her world is going to be diminished and everything.
What you say
So
about John? Nothing, Wanda. Nothing. I
no,
didn't say
nothing. I'm good.
you're the best thing ever. Please don't hurt me. Oh, fly out.
Right.
That'd be you, John, just flying out. Yeah,
Right.
you.
It's like, what did you say? Please don't hurt me, Wanda. I'm good. You don't have to
Yeah,
recast me. You don't
I
have to
didn't say
reboot
anything.
me. I'm good.
No, yeah, because she will recast you. And then I'm
Right.
like, who's
Exactly.
low budget version of John? Who is this guy?
I'll be like the Dollar General best value brand that nobody wants.
Dr. Thunder.
Damn. That's low. That's low right there.
Thunder.
Anywho,
Right. Okay.
that's
Sorry,
pretty
Dr.
much
Tree.
everything. That's pretty much everything that we wanted to discuss. But if you guys have any questions for us or anything like that, go on ahead, drop it down into the conversation box. We'll answer any questions that you have. Eddie, I do appreciate your feedback with everything. You've done
Thank
really
you, Eddie.
good
Thank you, Eddie.
with
You're like
giving us some feedback on
co-host.
it. Definitely.
We're just waiting for you to come on the show. Thank you. Thank you.
I might have to. You know what? Next time, go on ahead and do this. If you want to be on the show, Eddie, email me at movieloversunite.com. I'm not even movieloversunite.com, but movieloversunite@gmail.com. And I'll send you out a link to where you can actually be on the show and everything during the middle of this, just to give you maybe 5 minutes with us, 10 minutes with us, or however long you actually want to be on the show with us.
10 minutes of fame.
Because here's the thing. We love interacting with you guys, but I want to at least incorporate you guys in some way or fashion. So if you want to be on the show, go on ahead and send me a message either before the show or during the show, and I'll send out the link. I have no problem with that and everything. The more the merrier.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, I'm going to go on ahead and close us out of the show. I do appreciate you again, Eddie. Thank you for some of the stuff that I missed and everything, and some of the speculation stuff that we've done. Also, too, I'll own up to the fact that I don't know everything. And I think to me, yeah, there we go. You're unfrozen.
I don't know anything. I don't know anything.
Right.
I'm John Snow when it comes to comics. You know nothing to me.
But no, like for real though, I'm gonna own up to the fact if I don't know something, I don't know it. I would have to go on ahead and look up the information on my own. And especially the whole entire thing whenever I thought that Doctor Strange was going to be connected from Wanda. And I know that Spider-Man 3 is actually being filmed right now in production. It's just that I thought maybe this world might be a lot bigger than it actually is. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. On that speculation piece. It's just me just doing my thing and just speculating and having fun with it. And things like that. But like I said, I don't know everything. I'm not going to pretend to know everything.
Yeah,
so
you are right most times,
though. Not all the time.
You're right most times, because I say so.
Okay, that's what matters then. So I'm right part of the time. I'm a part-timer. So anyways, with that being said, guys, if you guys want to, go on ahead, follow us on Facebook at Movie Lovers TV Lovers Unite over there. Also, too, if you guys want to, go on ahead and follow us on Instagram at Movie Lovers TV Lovers Unite over there. Also, another thing, too, if you guys want to, go to www.movieloversunite.com for all your entertainment needs and wants. And we do movie articles, we do movie reviews, TV articles. We do all that stuff. And then also, too, we're also sponsored by Audible. Go on ahead. Get your 30-day trial below by clicking below. And then also, too, if you guys want to, you guys don't have to. If you want to donate to the show, go in and click the link as well. Just go to www.gofundme.com/Movie Lovers Unite and donate us a couple of dollars or whatever. Just to keep the lights on at Movie Lovers Unite, to do what we do and what we love doing. And then, of course, if you guys want to, go on ahead and follow us on Pinterest at Movie Lovers TV Lovers Unite over there. Follow us on Twitter at Movie Lovers Unit, and also at John DeGorio 8 on Twitter. And we just now started up a new thing called Stereo. What is Stereo? I'm glad that you asked. It's this new interactive thing where basically it's a podcast, but you guys get to interact with us even more by sending in a voice recording message, and we can actually play that on the air while we're on the air with each other. And it has a good way of letting us to be interactive with you. And Stereo has been pretty fun. We done it. Charlie and I did an episode together, and then Tomeka and I also did we actually did the Remember the Titans review and everything too. So go on and check us out over at Stereo at Movie Lovers Unit over there. And then, of course, tomorrow, Kara's going to be on the show with me tomorrow. And we're going to be doing a 10 Things I Hate About You review for Valentine's Day for the audio-only podcast. That audio recording will be up on Sunday for Valentine's Day. And then, of course, I'll have Tomeka on tomorrow to do Black History Month review of a movie of Judas. Yep.
I'm sorry.
Hey. So that's what we're going to be doing. Yeah, I can't do that with this one.
Wakanda.
Yeah, I can do that. Wakanda forever.
Okay.
Because I do this, that's just
no
the Punisher. So
no.
Yeah, Frank,
no.
So anyways, guys, it's been It's been a pleasure. Thank you, Tomeka, for being on the show. As always, we're going to be doing this next week at 8:00 p.m. Central Time, 9:00 Eastern. Go on ahead. Give us that like. Smash that share button. Tell everybody about Movie Lovers Unite. Rate us on Apple Podcasts. And bye-bye.